Hello and welcome back to Bookkeeping Life. Steve Chrysler here. Today I want to talk about imposter syndrome. So there's this feeling that people get, I get it, and I think everybody gets it to some degree at some point in their life or quite often in their life, where they feel like they're a fraud, anytime you start something new or you're doing something where you're pushing your boundaries, you're in an area where you are not 100% confident in your abilities. So you feel like maybe you are an imposter or a fraud, and you're afraid that people are going to find out that you're not who you say you are or who you claim to be. First of all, you need to understand that this is an extremely common feeling. Mostly everybody feels it to some degree, and I would love to hear your comments in the comment section about how you feel this imposter syndrome and how you've dealt with it. But first, now we know what it is. We know it's this feeling that creeps up in our mind that gives us self-doubt. It makes us feel inadequate, makes us feel like we're not as good as our peers or our colleagues, and it can be very harmful to our growth. It can keep us from doing things that we want to do and really stifle our growth. So that's what it is. And so what type of people experience this? I think it's more for those perfectionists, people that think that they want to, everything they do and touch, they want to make sure that they do it to perfection. They want to be able to do it 100%. Also, people that believe that they need to be basically a genius at something before they even start doing it. That's a common feeling. And people that have trouble asking for help typically suffer from this. And people that think that, like I said, people that think that they need to be some kind of expert at something, they have trouble asking others for help. These are all really common things. I've experienced it myself, like I said, and I know other people that they want to know every single little aspect of something before they even take the first step. And the reality is, especially when you're starting your own bookkeeping business, you absolutely cannot know everything that's going to come in front of you down the line. You just can't do it. Any business owner can't do it. If you're starting a restaurant, if you're starting any type of business, there are things that you cannot plan for everything. So you just need to realize that you're going to be able to face whatever obstacles are in front of you as they come. So what can you do about it? First, you need to acknowledge that this feeling, it's just a feeling. It's a thought that comes up in your head, and it's common. You need to realize that how common it is. That everybody experiences it. They're the most successful people around you that you feel are successful. They experience it. They've experienced it. It's just, did they let it stop them from doing what they wanted to do? There's this practice that you can also realize and do is what's called just-in-time learning, and that's really bookkeeping. That is bookkeeping. You do not need to know all of bookkeeping. You need to know just enough to get started. When you get started, you get to a point where you run into something that you don't understand. Then you need to learn. Then that's when you learn that. You research that, ask questions, and don't be afraid to ask other people questions. So that's called just-in-time learning, and that's the practice of anytime you get stumped on something, then that's when you learn it. With bookkeeping and tax, those types of industries, it's a really, really broad subject, and it's deep, and especially tax is very broad and deep. Bookkeeping can be too, but that's okay. So that's why it drives home the fact that you will not know everything before you start. How could you? That's nonsense, right? But part of our brain keeps us from doing things because we don't want to look foolish. We don't want our friends and family think that we're frauds. So it can be humbling, to say the least. But I always say to my friends and people that ask, I say, I'm in a very humbling profession. So bookkeeping and tax is very humbling, and you just got to realize, once you realize that, then it's easy to handle. So you need to realize that you can learn things as you go. All the information's out there. For anything, any problem, any snag along the way, the information on that subject is out there, and it's not far away. So that's what you need to realize, that you can just do what you can do. When you hit a wall, research it, figure out the answer that allows you to move further along. Then you'll run into something else. After 20 years of experience, it still happens to me all the time. I'm always hitting these walls of I don't know how to do that, but I know where to go to find the answer. And you really, really, really need to realize that it's okay to ask questions. It's okay. People are not going to think you're an idiot just because you asked a question. They're going to think, well, this person's serious about learning. It's serious about growing. So my 7-year-old son, what they do in school, one really cool thing they teach the kids is the term of yet. So yeah, you don't know something yet, and that's okay. So they're being taught at a young age that it's okay to not know this tons of stuff, but yet if you want to know it, then you will learn it. If you put in the effort and you care to learn something, you will learn it, and that it is that simple. So, and then another thing is, if you realize you're not alone, it makes all this a lot easier. So you got to really just open yourself up, realize what's going on, realize what you're feeling, and realize that you're not alone. Realize it's okay to ask other people for help, and then you can move past whatever problems you have, and then later on you can feel that feeling again and say, there's that feeling. Okay, well, big deal, and time to figure out what the answer to the problem is. So we always have these little things in our head that pop up and say, you're not worthy, but you are worthy. So please, if you've felt this or feel this, please put this, make a comment in the comment section. If you like these types of videos, please subscribe to my channel and like the video. That tells me I'm doing something right. And I'd love to hear from you. If you have any questions at any time, I'm always available. Steve@BookkeepingLife.com. Just shoot me an email and I'll get you my best response. And we can also jump on a phone call. I'm happy to help you guys succeed. All right, take care, have a great day, and don't let imposter syndrome get in your way. Recognize it and move on. Good luck.
Hi everyone. If you'd like to learn more, I have a free webinar where I teach you how to quickly set up your own home-based bookkeeping business so you can start earning that extra $1,000 a month or more. In that webinar, you'll learn my step-by-step formula to getting bookkeeping clients. You'll learn how to set up your new bookkeeping business from scratch so you have more control over your time and your life, and many more freedoms that come with it. So if you'd like to sign up for that free webinar, just click the link in the description below and I'll see you there. Also hit the subscribe button.